Ayo Dosunmu, it checks all the boxes. He is a Chicago kid, played obviously here in Chicago in high school. The Illini fans still go crazy for him. They absolutely love him, and he's been a bull for his entire NBA career. We got to meet him a couple of years ago.
This is his fifth year. Can you believe this is his fifth season?
Time flies.
Yeah.
Time flies. Let's welcome him in on the Yingling guest hotline. It's Chicago Bulls guard Ayo Dosunmu on the Waddle and Silvy show. Ayo, how you feeling today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking.
Waddle just mentioned it's your fifth year. Does it feel like you're already like that? It's flown by, or does it feel like it's been longer than it is?
I would say it's moving at a pretty fast pace. Year 5 is actually crazy. Just remembering, how much work that I put into to even try to get here, and then going through the ups and downs. But we're here now, so I'm excited. But time has definitely been going by fast.
The thing, Ayo, that I love about NBA players, and I've heard this about you too, is like you guys in the summer really get in the lab and develop parts of the game that may not have been there before. So you just said you've been working hard. Tell me what is the most different and the thing that you've improved the most since you've entered the league?
I would say my pace. On both ends of the floor, not just being offensively. I would say playing the pick and roll, playing with different pace, and then defensively, I would say the same. Not just being a good on-ball defender, but being able to guard off the ball and be able to rotate, be able to be a good positionless defender. And when you in the league for a certain amount of years, going into my 5th off season, you just learn on different ways to help your game become better. And you're able to go through an off season, then see how you play in the season, and then you go to another off season, you see how you play in the season, and then you ask other guys, as veterans who've been around a long time, and then you tend to find out your own routine. And I would say I did that this summer.
Ayo, you mentioned pace. It obviously felt like last year, the last couple of months, that the pace was consciously picked up by Billy and all of you guys, and the pace has increased again this year. Is that something that's been a conscious effort with all involved, and something that obviously that you appreciate and enjoy?
Definitely. We've been wanting to run since last year in training camp. That was our motto. We would run. Training camp, we was running a lot. Practice, we was running a lot. And it paid off. We play with a tremendous pace. We have a lot of good high basketball IQ players, and we have a high basketball IQ center, so it makes it easier for us. But I would think just playing with that pace at a high level, that's something that we do. That's a part of our identity. And the more we can continue to show that and do that, I think we'll be pretty fine.
Ayo Dosunmu joining us. It's Waddle and Silvy on ESPN 1000. You've been a part of this team, like you just said, the last 4 years, and you guys have been the last couple a team trying to knock on the door for the postseason. When you start 4-0, is this a hot start, or is this a sign of things to come?
We're taking it one game at a time, definitely. It's a great vibe. We have a tight-knit group. We love to be around each other. We love having fun, playing with each other, keep competing, trusting the process, and just stacking good days. I would say that's our motto. The energy, the chemistry, the unselfishness, is everything we want to do is a team effort. And I just believe that if we keep doing that and we continue to, stand on what we believe in as a team, culture-wise, and keep playing as a team, then we'll get the results that we want.
Who is the most fun guy on the team? When we had Modis on the other day, he was saying that like everyone likes to hang out with everyone. It seems like you got a good locker room. Right now, who would you say is the most fun guy in that room?
That's a great question. I think everybody is unique in their own way, and that's what makes our bond so special. Like I said, we're a tight-knit group. We're pretty much around the same age, except Vooch, of course. But we're a tight-knit group. We love to you talk basketball. We love to, joke around, play, but then when it's time to compete, we all know what it's time to do to win, and that's been helping us so far.
What's old man Vooch like away from the basketball court?
He pretty chill, actually. Vooch, he pretty chill. He like watching movies. He like watching soccer, and listening to music. He a pretty chill guy.
You saw some familiar faces last night at the UC with Zach and DeMar back in town. How was that? And I know you developed a nice relationship, if I'm not mistaken, with DeMar, and how much he meant to your development as a player.
Definitely. It was great to see those guys because those were my vets when I came into the league. Those are the guys that, I really studied and watched and asked a ton of questions when I first got into the building. So just to see them still be successful, obviously in a different organization, but, I always love to see those guys because those are the guys when I first came in, I didn't know anything about the NBA. Those are guys who took time out to, help me understand the process and understand how the NBA works. So anytime I see them, it's all love.
Ayo, is that your relationship now with Matas? Are you his big brother?
Definitely. I just try to, be there for him and just try to give him as much information as possible because I know how I was when I came into the NBA, and I did 3 years in college and I still had tons of questions that I wanted to ask. So Matas, he does a great job of asking questions, and he's a great listener. He's a great learner, and he also is confident using his voice. He uses his voice, and I think that's very important. No matter how many years you've been in the league, if you have something positive to say that can help the team, we all for it. So definitely.
How big is this game against the Knicks right now, Ayo? I'm sure this is going to be an interesting thing for Bulls fans to see. It's always been a rival, but the last couple of years it hasn't had that feel. How much I know you said it's just on to the next and one game at a time, but is this one a little more special, these couple coming up?
Definitely. I would say it's special because it's the next one on the calendar. It's the next one on the calendar, of course, and then, of course, it being a cup game, I think it ramps up the game even more, just being a cup game and that just playing for a little bit more than a normal regular season game. But, New York, they're a very gritty team. They've been to the playoffs, so they accomplished, things that us as an organization want to accomplish, which is, making a postseason and we're making a deep playoff run. They have a very, very good players on their team also. So it's going to be definitely going to be a challenge. We know that they're coming in here well coached and coming in here to try to win. So, it's the next game on the calendar, and we coming ready, and we go just play hard, play together.
Ayo, back to Matas for a second. From the outside looking in, he looks like he's got star potential. When you see him every day, would you confirm that this kid has a ceiling that is at this point pretty much unlimited?
Yes, for sure. I mean, that's my guy. So, I see him every day. So that's my brother. So I could be a bit biased, of course, but I definitely, I agree with that. I see the work that he's put in, though, and he's only getting better. And that's what I love about him. He's very modest. He takes it one day at a time, and he understands that him personally and us as a group collectively still have ways to get better. It's only year 2 for him, so he understands that each and every game we have a motto: we try to get 1% better. So as long as he continues to get 1% better, then I think he'll be fine.
When we were talking to him, he was saying even though he grew up here, he's not that big of a Bears fan. What about you? I don't know if we talked about this a couple of years ago. I think I saw you with Matas at Bears training camp. Are you all in on the Bears?
Yeah, I'm a sports junkie, so I'm a Bears guy. I love the Bears. It was a heartbreaking loss this past week, but yeah, I'm big on the Bears.
So who do you know? Did you get a chance to meet Caleb? And that's the hot button here. Since you're a sports junkie, since you're a Chicago guy, what do you think of Caleb as the quarterback?
Yeah, I was able to meet him at training camp. One time they had a scrimmage, but as far as him as quarterback, I see him continuing to get better each and every game, and he's being very coached. he's been coached hard and well by, Ben Johnson. I think that's going to continue to help take his game to the next level. But, one thing about Caleb that, I like and I don't think most people see is each and every game he gets better. And I think that the more he takes that mindset and keep getting better each and every game, then you will see more growth. It doesn't happen overnight. That's what any sport or anything you do in life, it takes time. But so far, I think he's definitely way better than last year and even way better from week one. So that's what it's all about, just continuing to get better game by game. And I've been seeing that a lot from him. So I'm very excited about the future.
Ayo, great start by you. Keep on logging those minutes, scoring in the fourth quarter. You've been really good at that so far. We loved catching up, and all the best to you, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thanks,
there you
Ayo.
go. There's Ayo Dosunmu, who we met a couple of years ago. He could not be classier. I think his uncle has listened to the show in the past years. He came in with him last time, and it's good to get some Bulls talk, even though it's really early because they're 4-0.